What's going on, everybody? Ercan with Suds to Success podcast, back again with another kind of quick tip video. We've got top 5 detailing mistakes that I believe that are not talked about enough, and pretty much let's get right into it. All right, the first detailing mistake that I see a lot of detailers do to this day is freshly detailed interior. I gotta clean the glass. If you have a fan running off in the corner over there, now that overspray is going all the way there. It's going back inside the car to all the rest of the glass that you did, and it's going over the panel that you just detailed. Another example would be on the exterior. Tire shine. If you're spraying tire shine on the wheel directly, so if I'm going and you have gloss black rims that you just washed, they're all tire shined. Ceramic gloss, a fan favorite of ours. If we're going crazy and just boom, 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 it's gonna be overspray all over the wheels, all over the glass, everywhere. What my biggest recommendation is, grab the towel that you're using, grab the brush, applicator pad for the dressings, or the scrub pad, spray it directly into that. You save so much more product, the product goes longer, and you get where you actually want to detail or use the product on, so it's not spraying everywhere and it's not making you go back and touch things up later. All right, so again with the interior, one of the biggest things that I know I used to do personally in my detailing business, and it's kind of shameful for me to admit, but we all are learning and we all are trying to grow. So using the same interior towel, I use 2 towels now, but before I used to use 2, and it would be the same to the entire car, or it'd be 1 and just like completely disgusting, but I'd forget about it. So what I like to do now, in understanding the whole idea of, okay, 1 towel, you're using it for the whole car just pretty much you're slopping around dirt, forget about it. So now what I do is I grab a bucket, I fill it up with rinseless. We don't put super hot water, but it'll be warm water. We'll throw some rinseless in it. I believe it's like 1 ounce to it, whatever. I'm not ready for the dilution ratios, as you guys all know. So we throw the rinseless towel in it, and we always have 1 dry towel combined with the air compressor. We throw all of our tools, we bring it out. When the water starts getting a little musty, we'll switch it out. A lot of people say, oh, you can use it this whole way. I just rinse it out. Or if you have a sink like we do right beside where we detail all the cars, we just go wring it out after each pass, not after each pass, after each section, something like that. Or if we do the cup holders, we'll just go wring it out real quick. And then that way you're not moving dirt all around the car. Not really, surfaces look clean, but are they really clean when you're doing 1 towel? Alrighty, everybody, so the last one for the interior is not letting the car air out. So if you have to extract the vehicle, go ahead and do so. We're not saying that you can on this channel, but if you haven't already, check out Andrew's video on how to use a can of interior fabric cleaner. Amazing. It works for leather, works for cloth, and it gets about 99% of the vehicles that we come through here super clean. And then also my quick tip video on how to clean the carpets, whether it's the floor mat or the actual carpet inside the car. Both ways dry super quick. You don't have to worry about this. Just skip this part. But if you have to extract, we come blah blah blah. Someone puked. There's dairy. We gotta extract. We extract it. Then we're done the interior detail. So naturally, what do? We close up the doors. And that's how it stays until the customer picks up the car. Well, the customer doesn't know that their seats are, their foam and the seats are all wet. So they're gonna drive home, park it at home, no airflow again. And then what's gonna happen by the morning or the next day or a week later from now, there's gonna be a super musty smell, and that is probably mold, probably mildew, things like that. You don't want that in your customer vehicle, so just let the car air out. How we do it, take it outside if it's nice weather, or if it's in the winter, rainy, whatever, we grab a couple shop fans. We have 2, and then we have another little oscillating fan for the shop. We throw those on the car within 45 to an hour. Honestly, they're super dry. It's plenty of air to, get the car dry. And then when you give the car back to the customer, they're not smelling anything really bad or funky, and they're not gonna come back and complain to you. So make sure you dry out all the interiors that you work on. Alrighty, everybody, so now we're moving on the exterior. A big problem that I had in the beginning was not letting products and not giving it a chance to dwell and actually work and break down what it's supposed to break down. So a good example would be iron remover. You get a pair of wheels, they got a lot of brake dust. You want to let this, you want to spray some on. So we're going to spray the heck out of it. And then immediately, what is her reaction? I want to rinse it off. You rinse it off, then the product had no chance to dwell. What we like to do is, we'll spray it on, and then if we do our wash outside, we'll spray it on to the point where it's almost starting to dry, then we'll throw our all-purpose cleaner on it. And the reason for that is, then it kind of just reactivates the iron remover. The all-purpose cleaner will hit the tires, the fenders, all the dirt that's in there, and whatever else, but we're giving that product a chance to dwell. And when you do that, the product actually works. So if you grab like a magic wheel cleaner, these wheel acids and stuff, you spray it on, power wash it off, it's not really gonna work too well, but you gotta let it sit and actually dwell and do what it's supposed to do. Another detailing mistakes that a lot of us do, you could be the most efficient dude, you could be the least lazy, you can be the most lazy guy. We're all gonna do the same thing as detailers. We're naturally inclined to do this. As polishing, let's say this customer bought a 1-step. We're gonna do everything to make it look like he got a 3-step. The problem with that is if we have an edge right here, so we're going to town, speed 3, speed 4, speed 6 for some of the guys, you're going crazy, and then what happens? You burn this edge, or you burn the paint. If you burn the paint, congratulations, you did something, but the edges are where most detailers will run into a problem. It's because the edges have the least amount of clear, least amount of paint. It's an edge, you're gonna burn through it a lot faster. If you're polishing, the next time you're polishing, put your hand on the paint after. Generates heat, right? If you're putting all that heat, so if I'm going like this, boom, 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 chances are that edge is gonna get really, really hot and you're gonna get a burn mark. So again, customer bought a 1-step. This is like a 2013. It's red. It's been abused. Hasn't been washed. There's dings, scratches, rust, whatever. Why would we try and make it look like a brand new car? It makes no sense. What I do in my business, if the customer's unsure or doesn't really care or whatever, we like to just show them a quick test spot. Hey, before you go home, let me just rinse this off, whatever, make it clean. And then here, we'll show you what it looks like. Oh, that looks amazing. Boom, go ahead. Or what the heck, can we get more? Then you kind of know where you're going at. Or if the customer knows what he wants the car shiny, I want it glossy, I want it to bring some life back. A 1-step, 3 passes, some gold standard, any polish that you can find most nowadays, it'll bring the life back to the car, and just stop chasing perfection. It's not worth it. That one scratch, it could go really, really bad and cost you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars if they got to redo the whole panel. So that's one thing that a lot of detailers struggle with. Oftentimes I catch myself, oh, there's that one scratch, just don't worry about it, move on, and the customer's not even gonna see it. So that is a big tip. Alrighty, everybody, that's my top 5 most common detailing mistakes that I see in a lot of detailers, a lot of detail videos, a lot of detail shops. If you have any recommendations for any mistakes that I might have missed, drop them off in the comments below. If I was wrong, you overspraying product, you can get it on the paint, or I might be a numbskull and not know how to dry an interior. Put that all in the comments below, and also leave your recommendations for the next quick tip video in the comments below. And then if you like this video, if it helped you stop a bad habit, please like it and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you're notified when we upload a next video or our next podcast. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everybody.